Welcome back to the channel Diablo Gamers. It's me again, Concept Gaming, here with another useful video. And today's video is going to be talking all about your experience in the Fractured Plane where you play the Blood Knight. This event is not new, but the thing that makes it different is because you will not be playing your class, but you will be playing the latest class in the game, which is the Blood Knight. Now, we all know that the Diablo Immortal team has been hyping out this new class with all the trailers, the spec sheet, and all that. And in my experience playing the Fractured Plane, this has got to be the easiest by far. I think the Diablo Immortal team wanted the players to feel that this class is OP. Yes, you heard it right. I'm saying that this class is OP in the Fractured Plane. Now, I have been playing Barb and a Demon Hunter before in the Fractured Plane, but playing Blood Knight with the skill set that came along with it, it was a breeze. I didn't even break a sweat while finishing the 15 levels in the Fractured Plane. Now, the skill set that came along with the Blood Knight was so good that I can even do stun locks on the opponents, which means they can't move for certain periods of time. It was continuous and it was so easy that even my life points didn't drop to, let's say, 80%. Let's talk about the skills that came along with the Fractured Plane. So the first one is your primary skill, which is Ravage. Unleash a barrage of pole arm thrust and sweeps, damaging enemies. The second skill is your Siphon Blood. Siphon blood from nearby enemies, damaging them and healing yourself in the process. Now, this is a useful skill because I modified this in the game where when this skill ends, it gives you that blood wave which stuns your opponent. And the third skill is Swarm of Bats. I'm using this as a long range attack. And the third skill is Sanguinate. This is your dash where you escape. So you liquefy to blood and increase your movement speed by 50% if I'm not mistaken. And the last skill is Umbral Lance. Hurl a lance of pure darkness that penetrates through enemies, dealing damage. Now, I modified this with gear essences that creates stuns after dishing out this attack. There's also one more thing you need to know about the Blood Knight, and that is this class is a hybrid between ranged and melee class. What I mean by that is there are certain skills and attacks from the Blood Knight that you don't need to be up close and personal or too far away to do your attacks. And you will see that in the Fractured Plane levels that I don't need to be up close with the enemy. I can just hit them from a safe distance. Let's talk about the essences that I went with. So for the headpiece, I chose Cousin to Wildcats because as soon as this skill ends, it gives off a wave that stuns the enemies that are binded to you. It is very useful as your first crowd control skill. Now, as for my chest piece, I went with the Chiropterian Tread because I love the 10% increase in my Swarm of Bats skill. For my shoulder piece, I went with Bats and Men both. So Swarm of Bats now unleashes a barrage of bats, damaging enemies in their path maximum 2 charges. So I went with this for my long range attacks so that I don't need to be close to the enemy and take hits. As for the pants, I went with Oversight because Swarm of the Bats now also heals you for 15% of the damage that it deals. Now, we all know that this is very useful because you're not allowed to use potions while playing the Fractured Plane. It gives you that damage and also it heals you at the same time. So this is very useful. Now for my main hand, I went with Blot Nif because Umbral Lance now deals up to 40% increased damage the further you are from the target. For my offhand, I went with Blood Theriac where the Umbral Lance now throws a Shadow Lance forward into the ground, damaging enemies in its path, activating again to rush the spear, stunning and dealing additional damage to the enemies in your path. This is another CC skill that you need to have in the Fractured Plane because now you're stunning the enemies, which means they can't move, they can't inflict damage, and you can do your damage. I believe it's time to put my money where my mouth is. Alright guys, so I still have my 5 lives and I am in level 11. So I'm gathering all the mobs in one side. I use the bats, I use the lance to escape and then stun, and then I'm now using the siphon. Now I'm stunning them again, doing some primary attacks and then lance and then dash and then stunning them and then do your bats and escape with your dash and then lance and then stun again and do your primary attacks and you're done. Now we are in level 13. I still have my 5 lives. I haven't died yet. So now I'm just gathering the mobs. In the beginning, it will be hard because you're not used to playing this class. But as soon as you get the hang of it, it will be just very easy for you. So it's like a hit and run situation here. Just doing my primary attacks there. And then doing my lance and then stunning them. And now I'm going to use my second CC. There you go. You have time to attack without any mob disturbing you. So this is what I mean when I say this class is a hybrid between the range and melee class. As you can see, I'm taking the advantage of hitting them from the outside, and when they are stunned, I can go in and just do my attacks. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Siphon, now I'm stunning them. Now I can hit them. The bats are there to clean up the job, and we're done. Now we'll go to the last boss. Here we go. And the final boss that we'll be facing is none other than Bale. Alright, we're off to a good start. And unfortunately, the stun is not working on the boss, but it's all good. Now we all know that the key in winning the fights with the bosses is you just have to be careful and avoid those damaging attacks that they're doing. Now for Bale, he is emitting that yellow ray that really damages you, so just be careful with it. So now I'm just doing some minor damages here and there, and then running and moving at the same time so that he's not gonna be facing me and doing damage. So far my life is halfway. It's all good. The sad thing is that he's not yet spawning any mobs for me, but it's all good. All good. His life is already more than half gone. So, oh my god, I think I'm gonna die, guys. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. Oh crap. Oh, run away. Oh, dang it, I died. Let's finish the job. So I think that I was a bit impulsive here and wasn't dodging enough his attacks, but you know, we're not perfect. All is good, guys, all is good. I hope you guys are noticing that I'm gaining HP as the game progresses. This is because of my swarm of bats. 15% of the damage dealt comes back to me as health points. So let's just finish this one up, and we're done. So finally finished the 15 levels here in the Fractured Plane, and it took me 54 minutes and 42 seconds. Now for the blessings, I went with 20% damage, 20% critical hit chance, 20% movement speed, and the last one is gaining 20% chance of gaining a shield. And if you have reached this part of the video, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. If you have any comments and suggestions, don't forget to write it down below. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified. And as always, guys, have a blessed, wonderful day. See you next time. Bye!